This is a new sort of hive. It's a plastic hive. It was provided for us by a charity, a local charity called Access for All, who were interested in getting more people to do some beekeeping because they've heard about the decline of honeybees in Britain. This is an interesting hive in that it's all on one level. As you can see, it's a long hive, and it's suited to people who perhaps can't do heavy lifting, because you can do everything on one level. I'll lift this up and have a look. I got it really just to try it out, and I'm very impressed with it. The frames are exactly the same as in a normal hive, as you can see. Just take these off. That's where the honey goes, in those boxes. Very easy to take off, they're a bit smaller. This one is a big hive. It's got the thymol on just to treat for varroa. These are normal sized frames. At the moment I've got 2 colonies of bees in this one box. There's a divider in the middle, but I can take the divider away and join them up if necessary. This frame is a typical end frame of a hive. It's got a lot of pollen in, and the bees tend to have the brood in the middle, pollen, and then honey on the outside. This has got a lot of pollen in, lots of different colours. The bees are docile again. No problems with these. They're not buzzing me, they're not stinging. I could go through these without a veil on, I think. I've got the gloves on just to keep the fingers clean. There's some brood in this one. There's a bee there with orange pollen on. Probably calendula, that one. There's some seal brood there, so there's some young bees will be emerging soon. I can't see any eggs in there. It's coming to the end of the brood nest. This time of the year the queen's reducing the brood nest, getting ready for the winter. Not a lot of honey stores in there. I'm going to have to watch this one, give it a bit of a feed possibly, or give it some honey back. There's some younger larvae there. I'd say that larvae is about 4 days old. It's quite big. It only takes 3 days for the egg to hatch out, then 5 days as a larvae, and then after 21 days the adult bee will emerge as a worker. The queen can live for up to 3 or 4 years, and the worker bees probably about 9 weeks, even less when they're working full out in the summer. All these bees are female. I can't see a single male bee in there. I think they've all been kicked out. The queen can lay a male egg or a female egg at will. All the workers are female. What the males do is just fly around mating with queens. That one's a bit heavier. That one's got a bit of wild comb on the bottom. Again, lots of pollen. Good stock of bees, this one. Not much honey in, mind you. There's some fresh nectar in there, and there's some eggs in there as well. This colony is in good condition. I could look for the queen. I'm not that bothered about if I don't see her, because I know she's been in there for the last 3 days, because I can see some eggs. I do put a little blob of paint on the back of the queen. It doesn't harm her, just so I can find her when I really need to find her. She is in here somewhere. Some very dark honey here. which is interesting. I would suspect that's from honeydew, from aphid secretions rather than from flowers. We do get that this time of the year sometimes. And more again, more there. Very dark honey. Different colours of honey depend on where they've been gathering the nectar from. Most of the nectar comes from lime trees around here. There is some early honey from fruit trees as well. Generally a good hive will get you something like 50 to 80 pounds of honey a year. In this area, this particular area, you're lucky to get 40 pounds of honey a year. I'm going to close these up. Bees generally do very well in the city because there's always something for them to forage on, and if you site them right, it's fine. You need to put the colonies somewhere where they're not interfering with the general public, obviously. And this particular area, they've got a good area to fly out before they reach the fence, and then they're up in the air. And we never have any problems with people being interfered with by these bees, although they do swarm now and again.